3 मैच लूज हो गए और ड्रॉ हो गए। मतलब कि मैं 2005 पे पहुंच गया था दोबारा उस वीडियो के।
Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So we're up and running. Now then, this man really is a legend, perhaps the legend, a revolutionary, the father of a philosophy. He is, of course, Jim, Johan Cruyff.
We'd have no total football without him, Peter. No tiki-taka either.
One of the best of all time. Some say the best, and certainly one of the most influential.
Without a doubt, pure class.
Cruyff is offering some sort of an apology there.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Now it's Haaland. Cruyff. Messi. Atletico Paranaense finding their passes. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. He can get that clear. And the pass is intercepted. Knocks it into space. Oh, Red, nice interception. And it's Messi. Passing is crisp and sharp. Yeah, that looks a decent ball. Looking to play him in. Maldini gets across to intercept that. Oh, that's a key interception. That has not gone well. Lahm. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Cruyff. The referee has given a corner. Atletico Paranaense with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Oh, smashing header!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Torres. And Torres! Goal! Atletico Paranaense! And Atletico Paranaense take the lead. A horrible blip, a horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Borussia Dortmund really were asking for...
Up he goes! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
And that's put paid to a promising move. The ball goes in. And he's managed to get rid. Now it's Messi. Yeah. Well, that pass isn't the best. Atletico Paranaense are one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. And that's aimed into the middle. Corner then. Tries to get it clear. Atletico Paranaense are looking to go forward now. No, it's Nedved. Oh, that's fabulous. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. He won't be happy with that one.
This is the time you need that pace.
He is through here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that'll be the final action of the first half. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Public transportation today.
Yeah, on the face of it, it looks a fair reflection of what we've all seen, Peter. Some incisive play one side, battling qualities on the other. I think this game is there to be won, and a minor tweak maybe all it needs to change it.
Great chance! They've done it! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
And yes, it's him again. Haaland! That's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Haaland actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Borussia Dortmund have their second corner now. Bergomi getting this one clear. And it's Belletti. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And he's gone searching crossfield. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, well played, well sorted out. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Now it's Rafael Leao. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Chiellini cuts out the pass.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And here's Cruyff. And this is Messi. And he's there to belt it away. Has a look and plays it forward. Messi. Oh, that was vital. It's an inviting looking ball, that. And that's another good win of the ball. Now it's Messi. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Maldini kept his eye on it, and he's there.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Rummenigge. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Messi. Fernando Torres. Good read, needed to be. Courtois gets rid without sophistication.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Nice interception, his positioning was spot on.
There will be 1 minute added time.
So just 1 extra minute for stoppages. It's a pretty loose pass. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Atletico Paranaense can take all the spoils, and it is nothing less than what they are perfectly entitled to, following this
And if you do
splendid
have a
display
chance today,
of
please take
poise.
some time out.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Santos.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Well, we're on the way.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just a chance for a shot! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things...
And the shot! And it's in! They have heard the starter's pistol and come racing out of the blocks. No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Atletico Paranaense are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
And this is Cruyff. Oh, cracking ball. It's a searching pass. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Knocks it into space. Oh, tries a shot!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And he's forced to go back. Bergomi. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And this is Son Heung-min. Ibrahimovic! Oh, taken with style! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Santos get themselves back into contention.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Cruyff is onto this. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Oh, Red, nice interception. Toni Kroos is always looking to break lines. And this is it's Ibrahimovic! Now it's Luis Suarez. Neatly clipped into space. Dida breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Now it's Cruyff. Now that looks a decent ball. That's an excellent interception. Vardiol gets it clear. Pele does really well to win the ball there. That looks a cracking ball. And the shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. And it's been taken
2
short.
minutes has been indicated.
Cross into the box.
Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
And the half-time whistle goes. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Atletico Paranaense are leading by one in a finely poised game. It's 2-1 at half-time. So we're just settling back into this second half. That's been cut out, well played. And he goes cross-field. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Atletico Paranaense come out this half somewhat altered.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
Santos. Ibrahimovic! And yes, it's there! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
It's beautiful poise. I mean, most players in that position, I think, would probably fluff that, but not this fella.
This has become what... It's Pele! Goal! Santos! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just sit.
Takes a shot! No mistake! They're level in a trice!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
There was to be only one outcome.
Well, how's that for composure, Peter? You can see the keeper tried to put as much pressure on him by staying upright, but it didn't faze him, not in the slightest.
Substitution for Atletico Paranaense. Number 5.
So, time for
Suarez.
changes on both
Number
sides,
9,
actually.
Ribery.
So, all
Number
square and
15,
not for the first time.
Mateus.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Filippo Inzaghi. Number 10,
Santos clearly
Messi.
are pushing for the win here,
Number
Peter.
13,
It's making for a
Xabi
very
Alonso.
frantic end.
He's having a
Number
go!
14,
Oh, that is outstanding! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And they've got their lead back. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Santos get themselves into the lead.
You have to credit the desire we've just seen here, Peter, the desire to stick to your...
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, that was no routine save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. It's make or break time now, and they're all headed for the penalty box.
He gets big. Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
And he's been shifted off it. Messi.
6
Filippo
added
Inzaghi.
minutes has been indicated.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he's only too happy to take that back. Bergomi. Looking to play him in, and he's worked it through. Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. Atletico Paranaense may have thrown this away at the death. Schmeichel looking to stare down to unsettle the taker. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
Played a game of double bluff here, I think.
That's that, the end. Atletico Paranaense can look back at this result with regret. A front foot start. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Yeah, N'Golo Kante. He is only one midfielder, but it often feels like he does the work of two or three. He's got exceptional awareness for danger and the stamina to make sure he can go and snuff it out over and over again if required. He's also exceptional in the tackle, and when you watch him in the latter parts of a game, 90th minute plus, he looks as if he's in the first five.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Arsenal clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Chance! In he goes again! It's bounced back off the post. And that's caused a worry or two. Atletico Paranaense with the corner, there first. Oh, what a climb! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. He's picked his way through. Serginho with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Serginho did incur the wrath of the referee and has earned himself a booking in the process. Messi! Oh, should really have made more of that.
Yeah, it's very well timed. A delivery like that with the right amount of pace and whip can be a nightmare to defend against.
Atletico Paranaense have their second corner now. Tries to get it clear. Cross to the back post. And he's there to clear it. Owen. Yeah. Messi. That has been cut short. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. Oh, this looks sharp. That's a shade optimistic. Azar is offering some sort of an apology there.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Arsenal looking to pass their way through. Can he get on the end of this? Lahm spots it and intercepts. Cruyff. Now it's Messi. Dunk gets across to intercept that. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Messi. Owen is having a shot! There it is!
That couldn't have been a more potent injection of belief for this team. Top man, top drawer.
It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
2 added minutes
So we
have
have
been
it.
indicated.
It's in! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an
And that'll be the final action of the first half. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I'm looking at the body language, Peter, and it doesn't look great. It's going to be
Just a
pretty
quick
hard for them
announcement.
to
An
pick
exciting
themselves
one
up
too.
from
We're
here.
about to
But
announce
there's
today's
still a
watcher
maybe
numbers.
at play.
Please
Maybe
watch the
they'll
screen if you
thrive
want
on
to
the
get-
adversity.
Substitution for Atletico Paranaense. Number 6, Johan
Whistle
Cruyff.
goes, and we
Number
start the second
13,
half.
Xabi Alonso.
Well, I think they have to
Coming
be
on the
positive
field,
despite the
number
scoreline. The one
17,
thing they don't want to do,
Bale.
Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't
Raul.
afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Atletico Paranaense have it back and can go again. That's going to go a long way. Has a look and plays it forward. Now it's Bale. Lahm has it in a wide position. Dunk is there and he can get that clear. Dealt with nicely by the defence. No messing about, just bludgeoned away.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Messi. And the shot, Luis Suarez! A real chance and a real let-off.
I'm not sure what happened there, Peter. Did he get caught admiring his own first touch, maybe?
Nedved goes on a charge down the left. And this is Luis Suarez. Nedved stood his ground strongly. And he can clear it away. And it's Messi. Now it's Bale.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Substitution for Atletico Paranaense. Number 5, Suarez. Number
Raul.
10, Messi.
Maldini.
Coming on the field, number
Atletico
7,
Paranaense
Yankuman.
are, of course, in a
Number
position to go to the
23,
bench should the need arise.
Gnabry. Substitution in progress.
Now that looks a decent ball. That is good alertness. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
And it's Azar. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Fired deep to terrific header. And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Well, it wasn't to be this time, but that should add to his level of confidence, something they can really do with at the moment.
Odo played into space. Bergomi nicked it back promptly.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Musiala. It's Neymar! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And that may well be that. That is that. Atletico Paranaense were a team not short on effort, but ultimately they were found wanting when it mattered. That is... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. There's the whistle. Well, it's fair to presume, I suppose, that Lionel Messi will, as almost always, Jim, be carrying a huge burden of expectation here.
Yeah, but it won't bother him at all, Peter. He just delivers without fail time and time again, and often in a way only he can.
Absolutely. So I wonder what the little magician will have in store for us today.
Well, all I shall say is expect the unexpected.
This is Batistuta. Batistuta. And Batistuta! Oh, classic Batistuta!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, look at the manager here, he's absolutely fuming and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Serginho. Davids. Now it's Eto. And that's a dangerous ball.
Atletico Paranense are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Maldini kept his eye on it, and he's there. Xavi Alonso, Cruyff. Now it's Xavi Alonso, Ribéry. He's beaten the last man. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And this is Torres, and he's managed to get free. Can he finish? And it's in! They have come roaring back!
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
Simplicity itself.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Nicely weighted ball. Marquinhos calmly anticipates. Beckham. Oh, there's a probing ball. Nedved. And it's Cruyff. That's a cute ball. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Nice looking ball. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
There will be 1 minute at a
Messi,
time.
Bellingham, and it's Belletti. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Atletico Paranense will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remain calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
Atletico Paranaense are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. And we are already promptly back underway. Atletico Paranaense do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make ambitious change.
And this is Eto. He's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Shot, surely! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Eto actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. Cleared without hesitation. Beckham. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Bale. Marquinhos kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Marquinhos cuts out the pass. Beckham. Fluminense look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible.
Looking for options for movement. Beckham. And it's Batistuta. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Knocks it out wide. Picked out brilliantly. And this is Eto. Atletico Paranaense are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Fluminense looking to pass their way through. Bergomi attempts a clearance. Some front-footed pressing going on here. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
He's having a shot! Goal! Atletico Paranaense! And the game is well and truly turned on its head.
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Atletico Paranaense go into the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Now, can they get him away? Bale! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Atletico Paranaense certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Beckham. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know. Now it's Ribery. Now it's Bale.
Minutes has been
Confirmation that there will be 2-minute stoppage time. Ball comes in. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Substitution for Fluminense. Number 13, Batistuta.
Final checks on the
Number
touchline.
14,
A change
Bellingham.
about to occur.
Coming on the field.
It's not an
Number
especially good
9.
pass, that. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Atletico Paranaense have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled them. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
Hello,
it might
everybody,
not
and
feel like
welcome
that.
to today's
The
match.
stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So that's got things underway.
Well, Peter, it's easy to heap praise on players that play further up the field, but they couldn't do what they did without the unsung heroes doing the dirty work, and Frank Rijkaard is amongst the very best in the business.
Some say the best ever.
Yeah, and I can see why. He's about as sophisticated as players come, and his role covers everything from reclaiming the ball to, well, pretty much everything else. Only a man of his calibre and cleverness can do that.
Great vision. Now it's Ribéry. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Can he get on the end of this? He's found a way through. And it's Nedved. That has been cut short. And that has left him in a heap. Atletico Paranaense have got it back and they'll have another go.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And this is Luis Suarez.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Vinicius Junior. Knocks it into space. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Looking for options for movement. And no, that was never going to make it. Oh, that pass isn't the best. That's really well manoeuvred. Now it's Cruyff. Aimed beyond the defence. They're urging him to shoot. Can he finish? Dealt with nicely by the defence. Vinicius Junior, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Xavi Alonso. Passing is crisp and sharp. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Now that's well seen too. Maldini is there to clear. Isco. No way through. Now it's Luis Suarez. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Probing pass. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple...
And he shoots!
Villa really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Khan claims comfortably. And there is the half-time whistle. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
Broadcast live on our club's FM station. Substitution for Atletico Paranaense, number 6, Johan Cruyff. Coming on to replace him is number 17, Bale.
Whistle goes, and we start the second half. So the first half brought no goals. Looking for the run. Good ball, good take. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And they're quick to get it back. And this is Luis Suarez. Picked out, goes for a shot! Goal!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Is number 5, Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez. Substitution.
India choosing to make the first change. So the first goal of the game.
And talk about the perfect time to score. The manager's giving nothing away, but he'll be thrilled inside.
And he's managed to get free. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. He's under a lot of pressure there. And here's Batistuta. Big chance! It's in! They're level in a trice!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fate.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
India grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
And it's played in. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Oh, some tackle that. Oh, good-looking ball. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And here's Suarez. Whistle's gone, that's foul.
Substitution for Atletico Paranaense. Number
Bale
5,
is behind this one.
Suarez.
And it's no surprise to see who's taking
Ribery.
responsibility here.
Number 13, Xabi
Bale!
Alonso. Number 8, Nedved. Coming on the field, number 11, Filippo Inzaghi. Number 18, Sunil Chetri. Number 10, Messi. Number 15, Mateus.
And we have our very first corner. Robertson with the clearance. India are looking to go forward now. Well read, nice interception. Engages and forces him off the ball. Now it's Batistuta.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Tries a shot! Yes, he's done it! Late in the day, this could well be it! India complete their comeback, and now they only need to hold out for a few minutes.
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very frantic. There's still time for a twist or two yet. India really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be.
There will be
Still,
5 minutes
they should
added
be able to
time.
see it out from here.
Just seeing the board now, it's going to be 5 extra minutes. Robertson. Robertson goes on a charge down the left. Now it's Bale. And here's the chance to counter. It's played through for him. And he's in on goal. Shot and goal!
Well,
And that is it. The equaliser just wouldn't come. It is over. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost intensity, they lost their lead. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Atletico Paranaense.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And we're underway. The unmistakable Daniel van Basten.
One of those players that's been there, done it, got the t-shirt.
And perhaps that's his greatest strength, Jim, his experience.
Certainly one of them, Peter, although for me his all-round game is what impressed most. He's a credible goal threat too, both inside the box and from range.
Yeah, he's got one mighty shot on him. I think it's true to say he once burst a ball while taking a free kick.
I can actually imagine that.
They get a throw in. He's had it nicked away. Out of play for a throw. Oh, good steal. He just read it. Ribéry. Now it's Cruyff. And this is Luis Suarez. He's picked his way through. And he's taking no chances there. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And it's Cruyff.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective involvement.
Cruyff. Ajax look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back.
And Ribéry! Magnificent! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And Atletico Paranaense take the lead. He gave it plenty and some. Trashed it in.
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
Atletico Paranaense have broken through. It's 1-0.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough, though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Can he get it through? And here's the chance to counter. That's a little off target. But that's really well manoeuvred. Lam. Now that's well seen too. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Nedved. Haaland. Chance here to counter. Oh, played right into his path.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
We've got 5 minutes till half-time. That's been cut out, well played. Rijkaard. Guti. Defending was strong and firm. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, super find. He is through here. Goes for a shot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
This possibly the last play of the half.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Hello everybody, and
Any
this
opinion
is a
you'd like to
quick
express on
reminder
the
to let
first
you know
half?
that you'll be able
Haven't
to catch
played that
today's
badly.
match
Getting
broadcast
caught again
live
on the
your
counter-attack
FM
is
station.
unlikely. They're switched on to that and still very much in this game.
Atletico Paranaense have made the crucial breakthrough, and they're looking pretty satisfied at the break. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. And that's another good win of the ball. Thuram clears. Just coming up to the hour mark, and it's still 1-0. Now it's Ribery. Neither of these two want to come off second best. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Guti. Thuram with the clearance.
Substitution for Ajax, number 7, Erling Haaland. Coming on the field is
Cafu.
number 24,
Xavi Alonso.
Diego Forlan.
Another pass just keeps it
Substitution.
ticking over.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
He won't be happy with that one. Can he get on the end of this? There's a sharp little ball here. Shoots! He wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Ajax grab the equaliser and we're all square.
Ajax really can sense it now. This game is theirs to win. They just need to step it up and force the issue.
Well, there's the clearance.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Now it's Villa. Now it's Guti. Cruyff. Oh, that's... And the shot! Oh, it's in! And that has raised the roof! Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Having turned the game on its head, now can they hold out?
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very frantic. There's still time for a twist or two yet.
And it's Forlan. Threads one in, and this is Cruyff. He'll try to keep this alive. Oh, shooting chance! Really well taken goal. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Lacking for neither time nor space, it could scarcely have been more straightforward.
Yeah, I'd rather...
And that is as far as it goes. Atletico Paranaense can look back at this result with regret. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle, and here we go. Well, you would think that the name Luis Suarez on any team sheet is sufficient to make any opponent shiver.
And I think I'd struggle to name a striker who's better at playing his position.
So what would you say? Gets his head on it! They've scored!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
He gets big! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
It's Luis Suarez. That's good running with the ball. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Forlan. It's gone for a throw-in. Looking for the run. It's played through for him. And a chance! Ribery looking sharp there. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Floated through. Oh, terrible pass. And it's Nedved. Luis Suarez. Van der Ven wins the duel this time.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Goes down, but nothing given.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Now it's Cruyff. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that was vital. That's going to go a long way. Messi.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. He has found a way through. Referee's had a good look and given a corner. Atletico Paranaense with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Big header! Oh, split-second reaction.
Maldini actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
It's their second corner of the game. Oh, that one's going nowhere. Oh no, that was never going to make it. And he's intervened well there. Yeah. And here's Forlan.
2 added minutes has been
He's had it
indicated.
nicked away. And that has left him in a heap. And here's Forlan. There's the whistle for half-time. And it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, obviously things are not good. It seems the team are just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Substitution on the field. Number 7, Diego Forlan.
There's the
Coming
start
on
of
to
the second
replace
half.
him is number 11.
Atletico Paranaense can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Substitution.
Guardiola. Rodri. Now White. Nedved cuts out the pass. And here's Son Heung-min. It's Son Heung-min! He has done it! And this is getting better and better. And wow, he has given given that a right old hit.
Oh, give me this every week. The technical ability was superb, and you can see he meant every bit of this.
Number 5, Son Heung-min.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to...
It's a mighty effort! Sticks it away! Picked that one out. It was a bullet.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Atletico Paranaense get themselves back into contention.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
And this is Bale. He's picked his way through. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Played out wide. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
Alonso. Knocks it into space. Deep cross. Terrific header. And he hits the net. They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter.
Can he finish? Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
Oh, unlucky. There's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
Substitution on the field. Number 15, Raul.
Final checks on the touchline.
Coming on the
A
field
change
is
about to occur.
number 6.
Schneider getting the call here in what can be interpreted as a clear show of intent.
Well, it's going to make for a frantic end, Peter. Let's hope he's got enough time to make the impact he wants.
Mosquera gets across to intercept that. Oh, what a mistake!
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Challenged just a bit on the firm side. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Well read, nice interception. Rodri.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer, and quickly.
And here's Son Heung-min, and he's managed to get for Son Heung-min! Off the post!
Indicated.
Now, how often do you see that? We are into stoppage time. And it's Xabi Alonso. Alonso. Oh, this is a terrific run. It's a promising position. The cross. Oh, smashing header! That's fallen kindly here. Oh, that's incredible! Late in the day, this could well be it. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time. And time is up. Atletico Paranaense have done it with iron, with pragmatism, the sort you expect from a team like this. Admirable, enjoyable, and look how they reacted to that initial setback. Koller reflecting on a stellar performance, and now taking home a permanent reminder for his mantelpiece. Thrilling, nail-biting, perhaps frustrating until the very end, but we do have a winner.
Well, this looked like it had a draw written all over it, Peter, so credit where it's due. They found a way to win it, and they can take great satisfaction from never losing that focus.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
and a quick announcement now. We would like to ask you all to kindly stay seated during the match. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Atletico Paranaense.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So it's down to business here. Mets have opted for a 4-4-2 formation.
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course. So with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And of course, the right service into the box.
And that's definitely not his best. Now it's Torres. Torres powering forward here. Torres! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
And here's the chance to counter. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. And it's Lam. Azar. That's a little off target. Cruyff. Aaron Seedorf He's a leader, he's a schemer, a controller, he's certainly a winner, he's all of those things and he's much, much more.
I'll take it a step further. He's a serial winner on the European scene. In fact, it's that pedigree which I see as his greatest quality. He knows exactly what it takes to be a match winner, and he'll go about doing
Chance! And that has been clubbed away. Oh, what a... And the shots! Goal! Atletico Paranaense! That was easy, almost too easy.
and his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Atletico Paranaense have fired themselves in front.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Ribéry. And Ribéry! It's loose, and there's a... Oh, he's been caught napping! Here it is, crossed in.
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
Well, that pass isn't the best. Searching pass he's played there, and the flag has stayed down. Shot a goal! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And we have our very first corner. Cleared away. Metz are looking to go forward now. That has not gone well. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
There will be 1 minute
And
added
that's
time.
well seen too. Vieira. Played out towards the right wing. Oh, that's delightful. Lam plays it in. Great chance! They want to be quick to recover this. A really close shave, and the last action of the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Some first half thoughts?
Atletico Paranaense deserve to be ahead and probably should be in front by more considering the amount of chances they've managed. Everything points to more of the same second half and a good solid win.
Atletico Paranaense happy to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time, 1-0. So we're just settling back into this second half.
Atletico Paranaense definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Atletico Paranaense finding their passes. Oh, well measured. Alonso! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
He's coming under serious pressure here.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Oh, played right into his path. Oh, that's fabulous. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Winning running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Belletti. The message is clear. None shall pass. What a throw in.
Substitution for Metz. Number 20, Mbappe. Number 9, Van Basten. Number 5,
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Coming on the field, number 6.
Oh, that's well spotted.
Number 24.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm inclined to feel that if I was in that dugout, I'd want the players to get on the front foot.
And a chance!
Substitution.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. And here's Haaland. Just about up to 75 minutes.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
It's a promising position. Ball driven towards the far post. Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Corner number 2 then. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Atletico Paranaense surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
He's found a way through.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Metz really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks.
Just the goalkeeper to beat. And the finish! It's a goal! And surely that does it! Perfect time! Decisive strike! That is so good! Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
Number 17.
2 up and very little time left. Surely this is it.
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see their more experienced lads step up to the plate now.
Real chance! Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
That's that, the end. And so they have the outcome they desire. A dose of reality and quality, absolute togetherness, and the job is done. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So it's down to business here. So there's Massimo Otto, bit of an unsung hero perhaps, but certainly an integral part of an Italy side that conquered the world and a European champion for his club.
Yeah, and he did all that by being the picture of consistency and hard work, the way he nullified the threat of some of the biggest names in the game during his heyday, and that was really impressive.
I remember a lot of those performances really well. And he's there to belt it away and reclaimed it in a trice. And here's Mbappe. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, sweet feet. Great vision. Bergomi gets over and intercepts. Luis Suarez. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Nedved. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And this is Messi. Has a look and plays it forward. Atletico Paranaense yet to have an attempt on goal. Costa Curta spots it and intercepts. Raul. Now that looks a decent ball. Bullet! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Bullet really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Atletico Paranaense have the chance to go the other way. Nedved. Now it's Messi. Messi going face to face with his great rival. Hit into the middle.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
A corner it is then. Header! Oh, crossbar! And again! Goal! Atletico Paranaense! And Atletico Paranaense take the lead. Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Atletico Paranaense have broken through. It's 1-0.
Yeah, it's rare that...
And Messi! Messi has got himself a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Well, this looks promising in terms of distance and angle. This the perfect chance to Nedved! Corner number 2 then. And he gets rid in a hurry. And now a sudden chance to counter. And the pass is intercepted. Maldini. Looking for the run. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
It's a good spell of possession, this. Costa Curta. That's been drilled forward. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. And the whistle goes for half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Atletico Paranaense happy to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time, 1-0. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Atletico Paranaense really need to go and grab another goal now, Peter, if they're going to go on and secure this.
Now it's Luis Suarez. And the ball's come loose here. Atletico Paranaense have their third corner. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Atletico Paranaense get their fourth corner. Oh, great chance!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
Bangladesh really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
It's a little off target. Ah, good steal. He just read it. Looking to play him in. Back into the middle. That has not gone well. And he's on his way. Good take, and is he in? Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And he has shown him a yellow card. Nedved ready to try one. And this the perfect opportunity to create a cushion between them. Nedved! Denied by a great piece of goalkeeping.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
75 minutes played. Passing is crisp and sharp. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Rijkaard cuts out the pass. Now it's Messi. Now it's Cruyff. Van Dijk calmly anticipates. Now he's off and running. Maldini kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Now, can they get him away? A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
And here's Cruyff.
Atletico Paranaense nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
He's shifting through the gears here.
There will be
Lam
1
played
minute
right
added time.
Didn't quite get enough on that.
I thought the wing work was A1. The defending and finishing was anything but.
Tries from a long way out. And that will be it. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, we're on the way.
Frank Rijkaard's presence here in the middle will be massive, Peter. He's so physically dominant, such a destroyer.
But he does have a certain X factor as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's the side of his game that makes him so special, that ability to play on the front foot, triggering counter-attacks, quickening the tempo, and even carrying the ball forward, you know, if required.
Which has come to be expected from players in that position now, but at the time, of course, it was revolutionary.
Absolutely was.
And that pass just didn't quite... There's the shot! He's scored!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Atletico Paranaense are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Referee's given a throw. Incoming delivery. Neuer deals with that nice and simple. Looking for a runner. Oh, played through for the wide man.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Great vision.
Atletico Paranaense are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Nedved. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And this is Ribery. And Ribery! And he has produced there the crispest of hits.
Well, he does strike a very pure ball, doesn't he? It's great technique.
Oh, good-looking ball. And this is Ribery. Vieira. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Ambitious ball here. And it's Lam. And here's Cruyff. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye.
Okay, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Ball's played through.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Vieira deals with that comfortably. Zico. And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Madrid with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Zico plays it short.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Ribery. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the supports have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Substitution for Atletico Paranaense. Number 24. Fernando
So off we
Torres.
go once more.
Number 6.
Atletico Paranaense can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Well, they could break here.
Number 17, Bale.
Atletico Paranaense do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
And he lines up a cross. He's got tall. Oh, it's fallen loose again. He has done it. Atletico Paranaense back in business. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Zico. It's gone out for a throw-in. And it's Bale. Gnabry gets into some space. In towards the back. Oh, what a climb! Firm header just off target.
He did so well there, it's just a shame about the accuracy.
Atletico Paranaense are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Climbs up big! Goal! Atletico Paranaense! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Certain, searing and imperious.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and read it perfectly.
Atletico Paranaense go into the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Bale. Oh, that's a key interception. Baresi. And it's Zico. Baggio gets into a good position. It's run loose here.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue, and they'll get clinical.
And he's made sure that's not getting through. Deftly away. Vieira gets over and intercepts. Played out towards the right wing.
Atletico Paranaense surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Substitution in progress.
Good reason for optimism here. And that's asking too much of anyone and everyone. Another throw-in. He's shifting through the gears here. Tries a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And he's heaved it away. Looking to play him in.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Added minute has been indicated.
Gnabry. Gnabry with the delivery. Oh, smashing header! Firm header just off target.
That's a great attempt, although he clearly feels he should have done better with it.
Substitutions taking place.
Madrid making another change here.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
So that's it. It is all over. Atletico Paranaense have won it by sheer force of character. As winning teams do, they managed to find that little extra when they needed it. Koller picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, what a difference a half can make, Peter. And the second half saw this team full of courage and energy. It's very impressive how this team turned it all around.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.
And a quick announcement for the benefit of anybody who has found themselves a little lost today. Please look at the screen for information on how to find your way around this stadium.